That's a statement win by the Cowboys. We're back on track, baby. That might have been
Super Bowl.
Okay, that was a little over the top.
Being very facetious.
But let's go. Guess who finally showed up, and it could change things for this team. It's the DLLS Cowboys Podcast starting. Meow.
Y'all ain't got to say finally.
Finally.
Hard too. Like, that's
Are we live?
We're live.
We're live. We're live.
Welcome to live coverage of Aisha seeing the thumbnail that is Mazi Smith and the word finally. And she said, not finally. And Clarence said, finally, it happened to me right in front of my face. And I just can't hide it.
Yeah.
Chill out. Mazi Smith showed the hell up. Hit like and subscribe for Mazi.
yeah.
Mazi had a day. That's not what we're starting with, but he did have a day.
And I like that because you remember last week we
gotta
said
do
I don't
intros.
feel sorry for somebody.
Yeah.
You know, Mazi, you feel good when people come up
Yeah.
and climb
Yes.
out of the.
Okay, so you don't feel
You don't
bad
feel-
when they feel bad, but you do feel good when
Yes,
they feel good.
yes, because they play because they deserve it.
So you have half of the proper emotional spectrum. That's good. We like that.
And half of the superpower because empathy is.
Empty's a superpower.
Superpower.
That's what we got.
There you go.
Katya is not here today, so we're going to test out Elijah's skill right off the bat.
Let's
Hi,
go,
I'm-
Elijah.
Hey, chill out.
My fault.
Hi, I'm
pressure.
Jeff. I'm Jeff. Next to me, former Cowboys wide receiver, sweet man, Jesse Hollis.
Oh, Jesse Holly went 77 yards. It must be a reality show.
It's just a speaker thing.
Yeah,
we can hear a
just-
little bit. We know it's playing.
And so I just want to say this:
yeah,
the State Fair is overpriced,
I hate it.
overrated.
I hate it. State Fair. The food's good. I hate the State Fair.
You guys, what are you talking about? You're not from Texas. You always do your anti-Texas vibe. You're not as that you.
The State Fair is overrated.
You stop it.
It's overrated.
Stop it.
I agree that the overpricing is a thing, but I had like
It's just inflation.
I had like an
Stuff.
Alfredo, like something
That's
like
Aisha.
ball or something.
What are you-
Overrated.
Oh, yeah,
That's
my bad.
too Aisha
Me.
right there.
All right, that's my bad.
Yeah.
Yes, but yes, the food is expensive, Clarence. I
In the
mean,
chat,
Why don't you guys just make more money?
in the
I mean, first of all,
I guess I
can
can
you
afford-
introduce me right quick?
no.
Hey, there's Clarence Hill, baby. Let's go.
You want to
What's
win?
up,
Put
Papa?
chill in. If you want to win, what?
Put chill in.
What a drop
You
back,
wanna
man.
win,
He
Put
played
chill
it.
in.
Open your ears, pop,
I
pop.
can't hear. I usually hear.
Hey, in the chat, put if you are a fair goer, put your favorite
all,
fair food.
First
Corn dog.
of all,
Glizzy in the sweater.
food
Hell yeah.
in Vegas is expensive. Food at Jerry World's expensive. Food at Six Flags is expensive.
Grocery store.
Food at Disney World is expensive. It's too expensive. Okay, that's what happens. That's part of the dinner.
Clarence,
okay?
tell him what I told him. Make more money.
That's
you know what
part
I'm
of
saying?
the dinner, okay?
Yeah.
But to say the State
Start
Fair
cutting
is
some of y'all out.
overrated,
No,
Start
I
making
like
some more money.
to say the fair is
I'm gonna start
overrated,
cutting
no
some
one
of y'all
goes.
out. I'm gonna start making some
No
more
one
money.
goes to the fair and doesn't have a good time. I'm sorry. You see people
Oh, I
love
don't
the
have a
State
good
The
Fair.
time.
fair is overrated.
That's not overrated.
overrated,
Stop
man.
it.
It's overrated.
Don't do that.
Y'all
Don't
are
do that.
forced to. You force yourself to go.
No,
There's
I go
nothing-
for Grambling PV. I go for Texas OU. I go just because people want
It's
to
a
go to the
forced-
fair
it's a
and
forced
enjoy the
thing.
fair, eat a corny dog, eat
It's a
some.
forced thing, bro.
No, it's not a forced thing. You don't have to go.
It's a forced thing.
You don't have to go.
I don't.
I don't.
Okay, then that's fine.
But, I
But
do
it's
go.
not
I said that
overrated.
back. I do go because I like one thing at the fair. I do like one thing at the
You
fair.
like the crackhead carnies to hit you up
What
for
do you like at the
$120?
fair?
I don't know what that is.
What-
You know where the games are? Where you
No,
walk?
no.
What do you
And
like at the fair?
Carnies are.
The fried cheesecake with the raspberry.
It's overrated. It's overpriced. It's overpriced.
It is overpriced.
Okay.
Let me tell you.
So we're going to all get some fair tickets, go after the show one day, one Friday show, go to the fair, hang out.
I bet you we can get the food when they have the contest stuff. I bet we can get it brought here.
Let's call.
We got people. We can get it brought here.
Let's go to the fair and hang
brought
out at the fair. Come on, man.
You want to ride the Ferris wheel together?
I don't ride rides.
Get up to
I
the
don't
top.
do rides. I don't do roller coasters.
Why you don't do rides? Watch this. Watch this. Why don't you do rides?
I don't do rides, man. I don't do that stuff that go up in the air.
Get a little old.
No, never did it.
Oh.
Never did it.
Right,
I remember I never did it.
Okay,
never did it.
Okay.
And I remember I took my daughter to Disney. When you're a dad, you have to do things. You have to do things. My daughter wanted to go on the roller coaster, and I'm like, I do not want to do this. I'm just not a roller coaster. I don't like all of that. I don't like the swings.
You're going to pass out.
I don't do the bungee. I don't do that zip line jump. Mm-mm. And so I've never done roller coasters.
And the Cowboys don't do losing anymore.
There you go.
There you go. Look at that.
And
Speaking of roller coasters.
Yes.
Speaking of roller coasters.
Yes, the Cowboys season is a roller coaster. And we're coming off a dub.
Yeah.
And step one, coming off of a dub, is did it feel that way to you? Because I'm not going, I do not apologize.
You shouldn't.
For dubs. We're going to take that win, we're going to put it in the bank, and we're going to run with it and see what happens the rest of the way. But it did feel to me, and like the vibe I get from a lot of people, that it wasn't a W that's being celebrated, if you will.
It shouldn't be, but again, I think I talked to you guys about it on the pregame show. Cowboy fans are spoiled, and they're greedy, and
if they're your age, they're spoiled. If they're my age, they're not spoiled.
Whatever you want to call it.
They didn't win nothing. But
to sneeze, to turn their nose up at wins, and turn their nose up like they're too good, and you got to win a certain way, just win. The Cowboys' hope for this season is still within the division. I mean, the Eagles.
It's possible the Eagles quarterback is bad.
Yes,
and Washington and New York are bad
hope is still within the division. It's not like it's the 0-16 Lions that you see every week. You still have a team that's competitive. Yes, they look bad the first 2 weeks, but and they understand. I was in the locker room last night, and no one's out there throwing a parade. No one's out there celebrating. No one acting like the Saints and marching through Arlington, okay, and then get beat the next week.
Your boy might have.
Ooh.
Your boy might have in the locker room afterwards. He might have. But I think this is a tailor-made topic for you.
Which one?
This one right here about how do you feel after this win? Do you feel blah, or do you feel like, hooray?
Why you gotta make your voice sound?
I mean, that's how your voice sounds.
No.
I like the win.
Oh my God, y'all stop. I mean, going into this game, I said that I wanted to. There was just certain things you're looking for. Your defense specifically has been so bad the last couple of weeks. You just looking for some daylight and some cohesiveness as a unit, right? So for me, I mean, to come out of it and then be able to stop the run the way that they stopped the run, because it was how they stopped the run as well. It was the flow to the ball. It was all hats to the ball. It was guys playing their assignments. We're going to talk about Mazi. Tackling is still stressing me out, and I know we're going to get to that. But we're just seeing the defense, at least the communication was better and guys were in their spots, and sometimes they may play, sometimes they didn't. I will say there are some concerns about the pass rush and whatnot.
Well, how did you feel? Like, how did you feel after the game? Did you feel?
He wants to know how you feel.
I want you to feel.
How was your heart?
How was your heart after the game?
How was your heart?
I was relieved.
Yeah.
That's the best way to put it, because we understood the stakes if they were to lose. But yeah.
And that's one thing that Dak pointed out voluntarily. He brought up on his own about the narrative if they did lose.
Yeah.
It's like, so yeah, you feel good about you're going to take this win. You're not going to throw it back. And Mike McCarthy said, we know we have work to do. But Dak brought up about what it would feel like on his own, and he called it a must-win. This is a must-win. Heck yeah, this is a must-win, because they had lost the narratives around in the locker room, the narratives, around the city. You think they wanted to jump off last week, let them lose. With Mike McCarthy's job, the questions that continue to swirl around that. He called us a young, impressionable team who reads everything on social media. He said he got off social media. He don't do social media, but all the young players
Mike McCarthy?
do. No, Jared. I mean, Dak. I'm sorry.
Oh,
but he got off social media. He said that if they would have lost in the narratives,
he would have jumped off.
Because he's a believer, but he doesn't know he could have. No, see, he doesn't know if he could have kept them together.
Yeah.
You're going into a bye week, all the negativity, going into this gauntlet with Pittsburgh, Detroit, and San Francisco. 0-3, would have been untenable. So it wasn't a great win, but it's a win. They're going to take it. Yes. And, I asked, what about when people say it's just the Giants? You always beat the Giants. he said, F them. It's a win. Give us credit because nobody else beats the Giants 13 in a row. We did what we were supposed to do, and we're going to feel good about this.
I think Aisha picked the perfect word for me, too. And I want your one word in the chat. How did you feel in your heart?
Like, subscribe.
About that win. Like and subscribe. Hit the like and subscribe. I mean, you're here. Hit the like button, please. And subscribe. And in the chat, how did you feel? I think relieved is my word, too. Like, I picked them to beat the Giants, not because I had a bunch of belief in the Cowboys, but because that's also the lack of belief I have that the Giants are any good. And so to lose to them changes you from we might not be good to we are awful. Yeah. So you needed to. Like, there's stuff you get to work on throughout the season. We're going to play 17. What do you look like when you get to the end? Do you win enough to get to the playoffs? I needed one to go in that bank, and then we can keep working.
And even though it was the Giants, and even though we don't trust Daniel Jones, the Cowboys had challenges they had to overcome, not only stop and run. You're ending the game without DeMarcus Lawrence and Micah Parsons, okay? You're playing with your 35th cornerback out there, guy that just showed up.
They're just taking turns benching people on
a short week. You're at home. You've never played on a short week before on the road. Yep. And, because I'm thinking, okay, finally the Cowboys living on borrowed time. Hold these Giants to field goals. Neighbor's going to beat somebody. Mm-hmm. One of those receivers is going to beat somebody. And they got a dub. And it wasn't easy. It wasn't like, they just rolled out there and rolled. This wasn't the Giants of last year. They had to earn it. They played 4 quarters and earned this. So you got to give them a little credit for that.
Elijah, pull up right here. Super tap. We got Zach Norman. I like this one right here. Zach says, let's go Cowboys. Not the cleanest win, but a win nonetheless. Beating a team we should beat. 13 looked like hell on wheels.
Don't do that. Clarence is going to do the thing.
I know. Much love, DLLS Cowboys Podcast for the Dallas Cowboys fans in Arizona. So, Zach, shout out to that. And I think, to his point, it's a good win. And if I had to express my feelings in that, it would have been as expected. Like, my score on Friday was 19-14. Cowboys win.
You're way off.
I mean,
you missed both numbers.
And I said...
Shut up, y'all.
And I said, if you came from Mars and you did not watch the game and you did not look at the game for one play, I needed one stat line that would have told me who won and who lost this game. And the stat line was, did Daniel Jones have to pass the ball more than 15 to 17 times? Passed it 40. And so it was as expected. The Giants didn't present to you a dominant running game. Devin Singletary is an okay back. They didn't commit to the run, partly because the Cowboys
stopped the run.
They actually put up a little bit of a force, and we'll get more into that. But to me, it was as expected.
Yeah,
I thought they would beat this Giants team. They have the Giants number. That's not a really good football team, but they had enough. They had just enough to beat that team.
And I would say this is a year where I don't know if as expected, it will be as expected.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? With this team.
That don't make no sense.
Now, it makes sense. You got to think about it. This is the year that as expected is not expected. Like, as expected, we're expected. It makes sense. I got you.
Yeah, because there's too many unknowns on this team. There's too many things. We talk about the personnel and different things. There are too many holes where you think this should be a layup, and it's not going to be a layup for the Cowboys.
Well, I mean, when we're talking about, like, what did you see in the game that you're encouraged by, whatever the case may be, I mean, this offensive line, I thought, played better, and that's the strength of the Giants team right now.
I expected to not expect that.
Oh, so,
that's totally unexpected.
Oh, my God, y'all. But don't confuse me. But no, like.
What'd you expect?
I don't know. I expected for the tackles to not play that well. But I will say one thing. I know a lot of people get uptight when you talk about penalties within the NFL game and stuff like that. I feel like people be like, oh, you don't blame things on the refs. Don't do those things. But I do think if we're going to analyze the game, we have to talk about how those things affect rhythm, timing, and a lot of the things that go on within the game. Going back and watching that game, man, like, yeah, there was some grabbing going on, but some of this stuff was, I rewatched it twice, and there was just so many things that are just like, well, that's not real. Not in real life. Even on both sides, like, some of the calls were just odd, and we've seen this with the Cowboys is that they've had good drives and stuff like that, but they'll be held up because of holding and things like that. And I hear the fact that obviously Tyler Guyton and some of these guys have to get better and stuff like that. My thing is it's just I'm exhausted with this being like a current reoccurrence in the NFL and the flow of the game and the way games feel being changed by some of the officiating and how things are handled. Like, that's just one thing that I'm tired of at this point.
Which calls are you talking about?
She's talking about the holes.
I'm talking about it was rough, y'all. Like, and I mean, and even so, sometimes guys aren't even getting held. It just looks like, oh, he fell down or he this, and I don't know if the
refs are struggling with the rule and how it's supposed to be on holding, because if it's a rip move, it's not a hold. Is the rule, but once you get guys around the neck and you're behind them, they're like, that's a hold.
They are, but outside from the holds, the offsides, you kill an interception. The Cowboys still are undisciplined. They still do untimely things.
Yes.
The penalties on the kickoff. I mean, there are things that they do outside of the holds that where you can't do the fouls, not line up in the right place. They're still an undisciplined team.
And I'm not saying that they don't need to clean things up.
Yeah, they have to clean those up.
I was mostly just highlighting the penalties in general. Yeah. And the fact that we're talking about the game. How did you feel about the game? It was hard to enjoy the game because of the amount of penalties. There was no time. I mean, even the broadcasters were just like,
oh, there was a ton of them.
There was a lot of flags.
Yeah, it was. And again, like, the Cowboys are heavily penalized and things like that. And to your point, yes, they do need to clean things up. I'm just at a point, too, where this is becoming normalized in the NFL in general.
Stop
so that's
jumping off sides.
Yeah, stop jumping off sides.
As we go to the good, that is what a first rounder looks like, and we finally got to see it. Real life or a one-off? We'll talk about that. This is the Cowboys DLLS Podcast. But first, I'm talking to you about my friends at Blue Chew. Do y'all know about Blue Chew? I'm gonna get some for Pop. I'm gonna get some for me too. What is Blue Chew?
No.
I'll tell you what Blue Chew is. I love Blue Chew.
My God.
And you want to have the code ALLCITY, ALLCITY, for your first month free. Blue Chew is an online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra, but at a fraction of the cost and in a chewable form. And if you're asking yourself, but does that stuff work? If you're asking that, well, I want you to know that Blue Chew is putting their money where their mouth is by giving you a month free. How about that? All you need is the code ALLCITY for that first month free. You can take them anytime, day or night, so you can plan ahead, be ready whenever an opportunity arises. And I tell you what, my favorite thing is that you get excited about the mail, because it's coming in the mail. You see the postman, and you're like, package is here.
That sounds like some Clarence.
Package for the package. It's at the house. Yeah. What? BlueChew.com. You need to use the promo code ALLCITY, and then you can try Blue Chew for free. You use that promo code at checkout, and you're just going to pay the $5 in shipping, and you're going to get all squared away. Yeah, I like it. They put that in the cop points. With Blue Chew, men everywhere are excited to see the postman, because when your package has arrived, your package has arrived.
Wait.
What?
That's what it is?
Yes, Blue Chew is to help you with confidence in the bedroom to have the best sex of your life. That is what Blue Chew is all about. And you just need to have the promo code ALLCITY, and you can get your first month free. Just pay $5 shipping. That is our friends at Blue Chew. Thanks for being our friends.
Hey, man, listen, if you're on that Blue Chew and you don't want to leave the house because the postman is on the way, but you need new flooring in the meantime, Empire Today has got you locked and loaded. And you're going to save even more. Blue Chew is giving you a month free. Empire Floor is giving you $350 off with our promo code DLLS. You don't have to leave the house. They make it so that you can just stay home, take a picture of your area, load it up to their website, and then you get to pick what you want on that floor.
You can see it right there in the house.
It's convenient, it's cost affordable, and you won't miss the postman. So head on over to EmpireToday.com. Put in our promo code DLLS for the proper flooring, whether it's hardwood or carpet. Don't go get the cheap stuff. Get the right stuff at EmpireToday.com. $350 off new floors, DLLS, our promo code. Go there right now.
Please hit the like and subscribe for us. We need that from you.
Pull this one up. Elijah, pull up my boy, Trip the Ghost.
Trip the Ghost.
It's two eyes. I want to get there. But you're absolutely right.
I don't act like no nun.
She tries to act like she's a nun. She's like, what's Blue Chew? Oh my God, that's what Blue Chew.
No, I didn't know.
You want me to tell you what Blue Chew is?
to me.
Let me tell you, look, this is not, I don't need to say this for sponsors. This is from me to you. I got to tell you this about Blue Chew, okay? This is real life talk. For some people, okay, the most intimate physical situations can be very intimidating and anxiety-inducing. So if you got something in the back pocket that can help you build the confidence of knowing that you have someone in your corner that's there to help you out,
I feel like a segue is coming.
Get that Blue Chew.
You can do maca root too. I mean, there are natural supplements to do these things. I would
rather use our sponsor. That's who I would rather use.
I would use. Yeah, you're right.
I would like to talk.
That's an herb.
About the greatest day of Mazi Smith's life. We'll get to other things that were good with the Cowboys, and you can leave yours in the chat. What is something? It's not a Tote That Thing Tuesday yet, but what is? Joe is. By the way, Joe. I'm sorry, Joe went in the first segment. Joe Hoyt is here. Kwame,
tell him something, Joe.
Hey.
So I'm gonna do a bit. Probably this segment and the next one. Just act like it's not happening.
Okay, cool. I love that. I love just holding up a whiteboard with stuff on it, and the rest of the show just pretending it's not happening. But also with the. Okay. Anyway. So we've gone, 17 plus 4. Mazi Smith has played 21 NFL games, and it's obviously become a very, very big thing that through 20 games, Mazi Smith has been super disappointing, and they haven't been able to stop the run, and he has been bad. For one day yesterday, Mazi Smith wasn't better than bad. Mazi Smith wasn't okay. Mazi Smith wasn't functional. I don't know who that person was. Mazi Smith was awesome. He was not getting moved backwards. That was step one.
T-Mac said Mazi took a football Blue Chew.
Mazi might have took a football Blue Chew.
I agree with you, T-Mac.
That's the segue I thought you were going to do.
Ocho back in the day said that they'd be popping pills for blood flow.
Blood flow.
Oh, my Lord.
So, yes, I have not seen that dude before. And seeing him just for one day on a football field and being able to see that glimpse and be like, okay, if you're even making your way towards being anything like the way that you just played yesterday, that changes things. And so excited about it, happy about it, absolutely. For one game out of 21, Mazi Smith was an absolute baller, not just holding the point, but holding the point and getting off of blocks and affecting the running game and freeing up the linebackers. Mazi Smith was awesome. And I just wonder, are we seeing what can, might, will be? Or did we just get a day?
Well, I just want to say that when we did Tote That Thing, how, do we scream Tote That Thing?
Yeah, sure. How about it?
Tote That Thing.
There you
when
go.
we did that.
Yeah. You said he had a nice fourth quarter.
I'm just saying. But,
flaunt that.
we
flaunt that thing.
Yeah, we got to see some of that transition into this game. And, I mean, when you look at him, he's splitting double teams. He's redirecting people. He's resetting the line of scrimmage. He allowed guys like Overshone and Kendricks to play free and run and make tackles. And so for me, it's just the penetration. But we talked about it last year. The problem was the get off. And that's been constantly improving. If you've been watching him, that hasn't been so much the problem. It is what he is doing, getting off of tackles and getting. And I remember seeing a clip came out of him of Zagina coaching him really hard. And he's hitting the sled and he's peeking. Doing some two-gapping looking things like practicing. And you see him in this game, and he's doing exactly that. So I think it's the repetition. I think he is getting some confidence. But if you're going to get good DT play, we literally got to see on display what that does for the rest of your defense. And I thought that the linebackers and the safeties came in, for the most part, besides Donovan Wilson at times, and filled with, like, certainty and really did what they needed to do from that standpoint. So I was happy for him.
I was encouraged. Now again,
at least we know it's in there.
We know it's in there, and that's been the biggest thing. Is when you're a first round pick, there are expectations. That's just what it is, and you don't want to be a flash player. You don't want to be that guy because flash players are untrustworthy. I can't depend on flash. I can depend on consistency, no matter what level that is. You know what I mean? At least I know exactly what I'm getting.
Yeah.
And it was a treat. It was a treat. No, I'm serious.
No, seriously, like, we
treat.
want guys to succeed, like Clarence was saying.
Contrary to what some people may believe, like, I don't want to come in here and jump on dudes like, call them trash. I don't want to do that.
I would love to party, win all the games, and everybody plays great.
I don't want to do that.
It's fun to talk about that.
Yeah.
And so when you see the young man, the young man have a game like that, it kind of makes you feel good a little bit, because boy, it is hard. It is hard to play this game of football. But also there is a job that we have to do, right? And when they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing on the field, it then in return causes us to have to do what we do here. And that may not always be so pleasant, may not always be so nice, may not always be so kind.
You're mean, yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
But it was a treat to watch him go out there last night and to have success at that high of a rate. Now, if I'm Coach Seguin, if I'm Zim,
his name is Skanina. I know it's spelled funny.
Whatever.
Just if y'all want to know, it's Skanina.
Whatever his name is.
It's spelled Zigonina.
Skanina. If I'm Zim, I put that on the loop. I put the highlights on the loop and I say, forget everything else you've heard, everything else you saw.
This is you.
I need this guy.
That's who you are.
This is the guy this is what we hope for when we drafted you.
Oh yeah.
And I try to pour into that.
Yeah, it's gonna be helpful to have a reference point for him.
Right. Like I try to truly pour into that. And I tell him, you cannot go back.
Yeah.
Like not even in the least bit. You cannot go back to anywhere near close to the guy that was those other 20 NFL games. This is the standard. I yell out, tell him something, Joe. Like it has to be from now on, that's how you drive. Like it has to be that.
Bad boys.
Bad boys. It has to be that.
Yeah.
It literally has to be from now on. This is how you have to play football because when you do, you make us a totally different football team.
Yeah.
I think it's funny how, like, as a reporter, where your mind goes when people say things. So this week, Micah Parsons was talking on Tuesday, and he was saying that, hey, we're low as shit, is what he said. And where do you go when you're at the bottom? You can only go up. You have to climb, he said, but you got to be willing to climb. When he said that, it's funny. My mind immediately went to The Dark Knight Rises in Batman when, like, hey, he's vulnerable. He's Batman. Bruce Wayne is weak. And they start the and he finally climbs out when he gets strong enough, right? Because he was at the bottom. No rope. But it made me think, okay, who's on the most bottom of this Cowboys defense? Jeff pointed out the stats earlier this week. The lowest rated Pro Football Focus defensive tackle in the NFL was Mazi Smith. So that's where my mind went. And it's funny because Micah Parsons after the game was saying, hey, we don't need superheroes. No supermen is specifically what he said. Maybe they needed a Batman.
Oh.
And it happened in Gotham City.
Yeah,
kind of.
in New York.
Kind of. Yeah. Don't worry about
Jersey,
it.
but
Jersey.
Don't worry about that.
adjacent.
It's Gotham City. It's adjacent. It's Gotham adjacent.
Yeah.
It's Gotham adjacent.
You're comic book accurate, but stay over there.
Yeah.
My favorite thing.
I know. I'm from Jersey. I know it's located at. But don't kill our narrative.
My favorite thing.
Jersey explained to you.
If you guys don't ever notice, there's 4 mics and 4 desks and 5 of us on days that everybody's here. On the segments that Clarence is out, he is not out.
He's still in.
He does his own show.
Yes.
And just responds to the show. And it's lovely.
Okay.
What?
I have a question.
Okay. What's your question?
My question is, if Mazi can continue to play kind of sort of this away,
Yep.
you still,
I still need another D tackle.
my point, and I know we're going to talk about being a quarter through the season, who sucks and wants to give up a DT? Because if you can get him to play like that and you can put him next to somebody else, we might start humming a little bit.
We're going to have to survive, I imagine, for another 2 weeks, hopefully win one of them, convince your team to be a buyer. Because like Linval Joseph doesn't need to be on an NFL field. And I think asking Mazi to play,
you need a
I haven't seen the numbers, but if he's playing 60% of the snaps,
He actually didn't play that many snaps.
What's that?
He actually didn't play that many snaps.
Really?
It kind of blew my mind. Yeah, because we were talking about that last night.
Okay, so I guess once they got the run kind of stopped, you start throwing Chauncey, Tank. You can throw some D-tackle snaps at some of the not D-tackle guys. But yeah, if that's sustainable, great. But I think you need Osa to play like he played. You need Mazi to play like he played or anywhere near it.
You need
and you need
human.
one more guy.
One more human.
Yeah, I need one more girthy
He can't. He gotta say it.
guy.
2 firsts for Dexter Lawrence.
Can't help it.
Yeah, that would be fine. What are you? That has to be whatever you're doing. It has to be the last one because we got to. Is that the last one, or do you have
There's
more
a
to
couple
say?
There's a couple more.
Okay, just say whatever you were doing.
You ever seen Love Actually?
No.
I have.
Yeah, you know the scene where he's like doing the cards and he's like trying to tell the truth?
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm doing an apology basically to Mazi Smith.
Okay.
Through Love Actually.
And how did it go? Did
I'm
it
almost
feel,
there, but
It's sincere.
it's sincere. Yeah.
Did it feel good to you, though?
I'm kind of enjoying
He's
it.
journaling in front of us.
A win is a win, and we do not apologize. But we still got a lot of things that feel a little bit off. What are those things? What are we going to do about it? That is next. This is the Cowboys DLLS Podcast. Now, I'll tell you about my friends at Sleeper. I love Sleeper. I'm on this thing every day now. I'm going to give you some of my picks on Sleeper. That's what you get up to $100 first deposit match if you use the code DLLS Boys on the Sleeper app. Like right this second, you can see I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I had 8 picks.
You went in.
I got 2 for 2.
Okay.
CeeDee Lamb, more than his projected receiving yards. Malik Neighbors, more than his projected receiving yards. Now I'm banking on Alvin Kamara, Justin Jefferson, Aaron Jones, Caleb Williams, Matt Stafford, Baker Mayfield. And that, for me, multiplies my money by 6.8 times. That's the way it works. You say, do you think that a guy is going to get more or less than his expected stats? And the more picks that you combine, the more you can win. All the way up to 100 times your money. It's Sleeper, and it's awesome. So if you think that you have what it takes, download that Sleeper app. Use the code DLLS Boys to get up to a $100 match on your first deposit. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states. Check out Sleeper today. Also, I want to tell you about our friends at Indeed. They are driven by the search for better. When it comes to hiring, the best way to search for a candidate isn't to search at all. Don't search, match with Indeed. It's like swiping. You know what I'm saying? If you need to hire, you need Indeed. It's your matching and hiring platform with over 350 million global monthly visitors, according to Indeed data, and a matching engine that helps you find quality candidates fast. Leveraging over 140 million qualifications and preferences every day, Indeed's matching engine is constantly learning from your preferences, so the more you use Indeed, the better it gets. Join more than 3.5 million businesses worldwide that use Indeed to hire great talent fast. And listeners of this show, you get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/allcity. Just go to Indeed.com/allcity right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/allcity. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? You need Indeed.
I got one more, and then I'm done.
All right, go ahead. To me, Mazi Smith, your game against the Giants was perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody
I'll
said
send
that,
you the scene after.
I was totally wrong.
somebody said that Carlos Watkins played some snaps. I totally forgot.
I forgot he was on the
Dude,
team.
he played enough, or like he had enough snaps listed on the snap counts that I wondered, like, did they confuse him for Mazi or something? Because I was so confused by how.
Was he any good?
He's
I had to go rewatch him.
so
I didn't see- I didn't even
here's the
notice
thing
him.
about him.
He's washed like
he's-
the other guys that brought him?
No. I see someone that's not powerful but strong enough. I see someone that's he's not getting just blown off the ball or anything like that, but there's nothing special about what he does.
But he's out there surviving?
But he does his job, and he also too I think he's pretty smart as far as like understanding how to read and things like that. So that's the thing. You're not going to get a whole bunch of power from him, not a whole bunch of penetration, but you are going to get a veteran that just kind of understands how to play the position, and that kind of saves him.
That's all
If
I
that
wanted
makes
Linval
sense.
Joseph or Jordan Phillips to be.
And that's what it looked like to me rewatching the game. So that's what I got about Watkins. It's not fancy. It's not fancy, but he is a part of the rotation. Is going to give guys time to have some snaps off.
So wait, total squirrel moment.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about it also last night. Oh, did I cut you off? Sorry.
100%.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah,
Oh,
he said he has a squirrel moment.
Oh, I'm also
He
a
wants to
squirrel.
squirrel,
Yeah,
and
go
you
ahead.
can squirrel. Squirrel number 1.
Squirrel 1.
Gotham is in Chicago?
No,
I picture it as New York.
it's Jersey.
I mean, it's a made-up city, but I picture it as being New York City.
It's Jersey.
Elijah, is it Chicago?
Like, there's even a bridge. They gotta go
Metropolis
across the
is New
bridge.
York. Gotham City is
Oh.
Chicago.
Is that true?
Wow.
We're gonna have to have a meeting about this. I'm not a comic book guy, but I
No,
could.
it's not.
Is Gotham Chicago?
The last Batman that was done was Jersey.
I thought it was.
We'll stop the show.
I mean, don't-
Gotham is an O block.
City.
I'm having an existential crisis over here.
What U.S. city
It wasn't Chicago.
is
That's
Gotham City based on? Dun, 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 dun.
Man, okay.
It's based on multiple cities, including New York City, Chicago, and Detroit.
Okay.
Okay.
What?
All right.
Yeah.
All right. That's,
Christopher Nolan based Gotham on Chicago, New York City, and London. So
London?
Either way, New York City and Chicago are involved. So chill out.
Literally.
It's not
Literally
literally
chill
any
is
of them. It's Gotham City. It's a made up city.
no, literally chill out.
chill.
Chill.
Out.
Yeah.
Comma.
But,
out.
but back in.
Okay.
Next
I'm
time.
sorry. I'm sorry.
No,
I-
your
threw me
squirrel
off.
moment.
No.
Oh, crap. It was the
my
boss who
God.
said
Boss,
it.
I
You're
thought it was
right.
a lot. If boss say it's in Chicago,
All right.
damn it, it's in Chicago.
Gotham is in Chicago.
It's in Chicago.
It is
Overlap.
100% Chicago.
Yes.
Scroll number
It's
2.
Jersey. It's Jersey.
Aisha, do you
It's a
know
lot
who
of
just came
places.
in and said it was Chicago?
I know he's our boss, but I'm a comic
That was kind
book
of stern
fan.
too. He's like,
Okay.
don't question me. Scroll number 2. It's amazing what just like halfway decent defensive line play can do for your linebackers. That was just my big takeaway. Is like it turned traffic into the Audubon for those linebackers, and they could just run free. That's all.
And I think DeMarvion Overshown in the small NFL sample size so far, I think for him, it's night and day how much it affects, especially him.
Mm-hmm.
Because you give DeMarvion Overshown with his explosive ability, you give him the clear tunnel to run through to
Dude.
destroy someone,
Mm-hmm.
Dude.
and he's going to destroy someone. Now, if you make him think and work for it, it's going to get wonky. If not this week, but last week, if you put him in the open field, he might be too aggressive and miss some tackles. But if you give him a runway and he can see where it's got to go and where he's going to meet that dude is getting lit up. And it's fun.
Yeah, he lets people know like he's not just a tackling linebacker. Like those dudes was slow getting up anytime, and then he popped the guy on the return, jarred the ball loose. I mean, he's just he set the tone for the defense early, and I thought him being on the field, he didn't come off the field much either this past game. So I think that also allows these linebackers to get into a flow of the game, a feel of the game when they're not being substituted out like crazy as well. So what are we doing? We talking about
Gotham
things
is
we need to
Newark,
fix?
New Jersey.
It's
Gotham is Springfield.
Gotham is Baltimore.
oh now
Gotham
they're
is
joking. I'm talking
Baltimore.
about the real thing.
Well, there is no real thing. It's a fictional city.
Gotham is a place in your heart.
It's a city of justice.
Yeah.
A city of love. A city of peace.
That's right, Xavier.
For
It's
everyone.
Shout out
literally
to
the
Brick City,
opposite
Jersey.
of justice.
That's the song. That's the Gotham City song.
Oh,
I
tater
don't
tots.
know if you've heard it. Things that we're still concerned about. Cowboys won. That's cool. We like that. We did a bunch of stuff that we really liked in the chat. Please like and subscribe if you're here. It would mean the world to us. And let us know the things that you are still worried about. And can I do one that I don't want to do? I don't like it. Clarence, why are you texting me during the show? Website, why New York is called Gotham City. Tyler Guyton. So, not this year's first round pick, but last year's first round pick just had the game of his life, and that was awesome. But this year's first round pick is going on a little bit of a run that's having me worried you're going to have to help your left tackle all the way through this season and just hope that the development curve comes along and comes along and comes along. But you're 4 games into it, and Aisha mentioned, like, I thought Terrence Steele played a pretty solid game in this one. Tyler Guyton's the weak link on this offensive line. And I knew that.
Yeah.
3 months ago, 4 months ago, I knew this was coming. 4 snaps against Parsons in one practice and then some preseason, and I was like, holy crap. They magically developed this dude in months. And all of the things that we saw from him in college that made me think, okay, tools, good. You're going to develop him into a good offensive lineman over time. I got over my skis a little bit and got a little optimistic. It's kind of who I expected he would be, but it needs to be pointed out that that's where we are. The left tackle is the weak link on this offensive line.
What you got, Jesse?
You know, we talked about it coming into this game. I thought a lot of what they would do and what I saw last night, one of the reasons why Dexter Lawrence was kind of held at bay, sure, Cooper Beebe did a good job. He didn't do it by himself.
Oh, duo combos were effective.
He didn't do
When
it
they
by
asked
himself.
him to do it by himself, it was...
They didn't do
I'm
it by
trying to
himself.
remember the exact play, but I feel like we lost like 4 yards on a run play. And I was like, why did you ask me to block that?
And-
There's
man?
no reason. Yeah, disengaged immediately.
And
Yeah.
listen, that's smart by Solari. That's smart by Schottenheimer. That's smart by Mike McCarthy to go, we're not going to give this mammoth dude in the middle an opportunity to wreck what we have going on. But we knew that there was going to have to be a lot of one-on-one on the outside. And one of the things that we knew was one of these tackles was going to give up the ghost. Like one of these tackles was going to have their things pulled down around their ankles, right? We didn't know which one, but we knew that one of them was going to have to be able to stand up and probably wasn't going to be able to do that. Terrence Steele was the one that was kind of be able to hold his own. And for Tyler Guyton, it's you're going to make an already stagnant offense even more stagnant. Because what's going to start happening is we're going to have to dedicate a tight end to your side. We're going to have to dedicate a back to your side. And we're going to always have to be mindful that anything that we want to do that may take a little bit more time to develop down the field outside of those damn stop routes and hitch routes or Harvey routes. Curls.
Soul glow.
Yeah,
That was killing me.
We're going to need you to hold up. And if I have to keep dedicating people to your side because you're either getting beat around the edge, you're getting called for holdings, or you're going to get our quarterback killed. Here comes TJ Watt next week, right? The learning curve, we got to start seeing it. Like, we got to start seeing this thing happen. And I know that for offensive linemen, the one unfair thing that happens for offensive linemen at times is we grade the 5, the 6, the 7,
The bad plays.
over the 60.
Yeah.
Right? But it's when your 5, 6, or 7 are really blatant.
They can change the game.
It can change the game. And there was one play, and you can tell Dak felt the pressure, and he just kept floating right, because around the corner was coming Kayvon Thibodeau, and he just got it off. And it was like, just got it off. And that could have been a strip sack, fumble, pick up, run back for a touchdown, and change the outcome of the game. So for Tyler Guyton, we got to see you start playing better, like, immediately.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, my thing I worry about is him picking up bad habits. Because I do think that offensive linemen can, because his hands and his hand placement aren't good right now, which is the thing that most of us, I know that's what I was worried about with him coming into the NFL, is some of the habits that he's picking up too. And here's the thing about him as well, is like, this is a guy that has fantastic recovery. He's not even recovering that well right now. So it's the confidence side of things, and the habits that I'm hoping he doesn't pick up and carry with him. When you talk about him, showing some improvement as the weeks go on, we're not seeing that right now. And so that's the thing that I think I'm the most concerned about, like Jesse was saying, is that I'm like, hey, we need to start stacking some good things. Now I will say, a couple of them hoes was make-believe.
For what?
The holds.
Okay, because that's not what I heard. I did not hear the D.
Yeah, I heard
a couple of them hoes.
I mean, I am from Texas.
Yeah.
Oak Cliff to be exact. But
Well, the NFL's wonky now because they're saying if you do a rip move and somebody has you,
They gotta
Well,
figure
it's
that
not
out.
a hold.
See,
They gotta figure that
But
out.
once you're putting a dude in a chokehold and they beat the brakes off you, at some point it becomes a
But
hold.
that's
And
what
it's
I was about to
subjective,
say.
and that's
is
the
that-
tough part,
But that's what I was about to say, is that he's gotten caught up with that multiple weeks
Yeah,
at this
he just
point.
grabs the hell out of it.
And people are clearly seeing on
Great
film,
call.
I can just draw this if I rip
Yeah.
through. So
Great call.
somebody needs to course correct it, because it's clearly becoming, I don't want it to become a habit.
Yeah.
And then that's what people are attacking you.
And not only
with.
that, you have, because of your poor play and your poor technique, you have now found yourself labeled. You've been labeled. Like, now they look at you, and even if it's not a holding, the ref remembers, man, 60's been a guy who's been holding a lot on this
They
football
have
team.
scouting reports.
He's been-
They have
right,
scouting reports
They
too.
sure
Right,
do.
it's got to right. And so now if I'm scanning or I'm looking at his zone and I might look back to this way and I see it, I go, well, it looked like a hole. Number 60, yeah, that was a hold.
Yeah.
All right, what else? Go
Yeah,
ahead,
quick
go ahead.
point.
Yes, of course.
In
sorry.
week 1, Myles Garrett, that made sense, right?
Yeah.
As an Oregon guy, Kayvon Thibodeau has struggled this year. He's no
Right.
Myles Garrett. And the fact that it was Kayvon Thibodeau kind of destroying him one-on-one, moving forward, you're going to have a lot of you're going to have defensive lines where you can't double team everyone, right?
Right.
You can't double team Dexter Lawrence and Kayvon Thibodeau and Brian Burns moving forward.
Yeah, and we'll just have to carry over because I think there's a lot of other things to discuss that are still causes of concern. We got one. I got about 4 more. So if you guys just hang tight, please hit the like and subscribe. Elijah, can you pull up the super chats? Can I just knock out? Shout out to our friends that have been super chatting. I know we did the one from Zach.
We did Zach.
Jeff Heath is the GOAT is a wonderful username. Mike McCarthy loves that perm offense. So many curls. Aaron from the 561 is Brandon cooked or do they use him wrong? I hate how much I'm on this wagon, but I think he's pretty much cooked.
He's air fried.
Andrew. Give Rico more touches. Zeke should be on a beach. The creativity on offense is non-existent. The jet sweeps are early 2000 play calls. And Brian Pumpers like to pump. Mike McCarthy put the fries in the bag. We appreciate all of you guys. Please hit the like and subscribe while you're here.
Mean? Brian Pumper. I know that name from somewhere.
I just know Pumpers like to pump. But coming up next on the Cowboys DLLS podcast, we will get to the other causes of concern. We want yours in the chat as well. Now, I also want to encourage you to sign up to be a diehard. We like that you guys watch the show. We love that you guys watch the show. All the shows, I hope. YouTube.com if you're watching on a different platform right this second. YouTube.com/@DLLS_sports. We have a show every day. We have all the pro sports teams covered. We also have TCU. We got a lot going on. Okay, we got all the different shows. And that is free content to you, and we appreciate you being there. We just want you to subscribe. But we want you to decide to be a diehard because that's where you get the real hookup. Because we also have beat writers for all the teams, premium content on the website that you get when you sign up to be a diehard. You get a free T-shirt.
T-shirt me?
Once a year.
That's my T-shirt. That's my one. The one in the middle?
The skyline?
No. The D with the blue, the L with the green,
I like
the
all
L.
black. I got the black. I got the black.
I'm right there. I'm right there in the middle, baby.
I like the skyline because that's Gotham City.
Yeah.
Black.
Okay.
I like the skyline.
Gotham City, New York.
You also get it's Gotham City. You also get your diehard membership card. You get that access to our members only Discord server where we all hang out and talk about all the different things, and we can be besties. So sign up to be a diehard, or else,
and friendship bracelets,
or else,
or what?
Or what?
Yeah.
Or else I'll wish that you did.
Yeah.
Or
what?
I don't know if you're here. Or else is my, and I don't mean this as
it's a threat.
I'm not being insensitive to people with Tourette's when I say it's my Tourette. My Tourette is when I don't know how to end something.
But you are.
I say or else. And it doesn't mean anything. And if somebody asks me to do something, I say or what.
For who, for what?
And I don't mean anything by that one either. It's just my little Tourette. My single Tourette.
Are you minimizing Tourette's?
Not at all. I sat behind a guy in chapel.
Oh,
He has one
Tourette. You don't have two Tourettes.
I have one.
He has a Tourette.
Like Mood Abdul Rauf got Tourette's.
Does he?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I had a guy that sat in front of me at chapel at Abilene Christian that had Tourette's. And it was an interesting experience having the sort of words that would be tossed out while I'm going, behold, he comes.
Look at you.
And then it's just
you speak church choir boy.
And I'm like, oh, damn.
Former choir boy.
You're never a former choir boy. I was on chapel probation. You had to go 55 times per semester. I went 11. And so I was on probation. Anyway, other causes for concern with your Dallas Cowboys.
When you get to the pearly gates, you're going to have trouble.
No, dude.
No?
When I get to the pearly gates, I promise you, if that's whatever. If I get there, they coming out like, you son of a bitch. You're crazy, but I like you.
The pearly gate will say SOB?
Yes.
Yeah.
They curse up there?
Right this way.
They bleep it out.
They curse up there?
It bleeps out every time.
They curse up there.
I like
which pearly gates
I'm
you
an
going
Old
to?
Testament guy. We're just cruising. We don't.
What you
in
don't
the
do?
sequel,
New Testament.
God kind of toned it down.
The sequel.
I like the original.
But I don't
That
think
He went hard.
But I don't think he said SOB.
He definitely cussed.
Maybe.
Other causes for concern on the Cowboys. We only got to one. We only got to Tyler Guyton.
Yeah.
So if there's anything, I have a list. But if you want to go somewhere,
so for me, the concern for me that is still, I mean, the alarms are still going off.
The blinking lights.
The black folks at house with the fire alarms, and the smoke detectors.
the
the
beep
beep is still
because
going
they don't
off.
change the batteries.
Don't change the batteries.
We
We
don't.
don't.
I just take the battery out.
Yeah. See,
Don't say that out loud. Because here's the thing.
I got you go upstairs and the light.
Yeah.
I just open the thing to take the battery out.
So a lot of
and it's
times,
still open.
a lot of times I'm a white person, but
You
a
do
lot of
black
times
things?
when I hear Jesse or other people who are friends of mine talk about black people things, I'm like, oh, those are things I do too.
Yeah.
And so I feel like I'm part of
So
you guys.
you got the.
And
you
I feel like I need to warn you though,
got
because
you got
got black
cereal on top of the
tendencies.
refrigerator.
yes,
Yeah.
And you got a case of water on the floor.
yes,
Yeah.
Okay.
But so when they started beeping, my go-to was I would just take the whole thing off, take the battery out, and throw it in a drawer. But
use the track. Use the
if
Kroger
the
bag.
house burns down, we're gonna get $0 when they realize we
I
didn't
agree.
have
I
them.
agree. And you,
Y'all.
Get the battery.
use the Kroger
Y'all.
bag. Use the Kroger bags as your lunchbox too.
Get the battery. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like these are common things.
I'm so glad I'm above those things now. I'm
You
above
learn when you know better. You do better.
I'm above those things. I change the battery. Cereal goes in the pantry. Water goes in the water compartment. And if I have a
You
little
have a
spot
water
What's a water compartment for bottled water?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a picture when I get home.
Clarence,
in
is
the
it a
bottom
fridge?
in the bottom of my pantry, there is a dedicated
Water compartment.
water
Oh, one of the pull-out drawers.
thing.
No.
It's a bucket that not a bucket, but a basket that the
Yeah.
water goes into.
Yeah.
Do you? But that
I take the water out of the,
water
plastic.
the water basket was that created with your house, or you just said this is my water basket? Because
No,
they don't just come.
No,
there's
you go,
no such
you
thing as
go
a
and
water
get it from the
compartment.
you go and get it from the container store. Like
Oh,
why
I
are you
love
acting?
it. Yeah,
Why
I
are
love
you
the
acting
container
like you're?
store.
It's not one of the standard pull-out drawers in your
No.
fridge.
No, it's in
And
the
you just
pantry. I take
Oh, in the pantry.
right. I
I'm
take
lost.
water.
No, it's
I
not
take
in-
water out of the pantry. I put it in the door of the refrigerator.
Okay.
And I store the rest of them in the pantry in
A
that
water
compartment.
storage compartment.
Yeah, you got to go.
You know
got to
what?
go to the
That's
store.
why
again.
I
That was definitely white people stuff.
I hate
Jerry,
you
you done
Neanderthals.
changed.
I hate
Jesse, you done
you.
changed.
I hate
You
you.
ain't.
I have.
You
Yes,
ain't.
I have.
You ain't. You done changed. What
Absolutely.
you say?
Must be
That
some-
ain't us.
Yeah, well, listen.
Yeah, that ain't
us.
You done changed,
I hate
man.
you Neanderthals. You guys are Neanderthals.
Hey, they should have never gave you no money.
They should have gave me
You
absolutely
never
gave
gave
me
you
money.
no money.
They gave me. That's when you know better,
Okay.
you do better.
Okay, can we get back to what you
Oh
said?
yeah, we got to get back to football.
You're not like us. Football.
You're not like-
Not like us.
Jesse got
You're
gentrified.
Not like us.
You got
not.
bougie. You
I'm
got
not.
bougie.
Yes, I
Just
did.
got gentrified.
What do you got? I got gentrified. Absolutely.
You got bougie.
Yes.
Anyway,
What
what do they need to
concern
fix?
We need to fix y'all. That's what my concern is. My concern is I am working with a bunch of Neanderthals.
I work on it every other
Okay,
Tuesday.
I'm going to follow the sword here since I've been killing y'all.
Sword.
Sword, yeah.
Sword.
Sword.
It's sword. The W is solid.
Library.
Anyway, I'm going to follow on the mercy of the court.
Uh-oh.
That offense lacks creativity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That. What are they? I mean, everything is so hard. That got some. There's no.
Hold on.
I just said.
Jimmy's and Joe's. Not X's and O's.
I just said.
So you saying we want some X's and O's?
I said I need
You
to
need
help.
Shanahan?
I
Shout
don't
out
need
to
Shanahan. I don't know if I need Shanahan because Shanahan 1-3.
Yeah, okay.
He 1-2.
Okay, finna be 1-3. Anyway, he's a closet 49er fan. Anyway, it's just what do we?
It looks so hard, doesn't it?
It looks hard. I don't. You know, you
8.5.
run- CeeDee gets 10 yards. You know, in the backfield, he maybe your most explosive back, but. Then when you put him back, it's almost predictable. You Deuce on the field, what you gonna do? You know you're gonna
Yeah.
So, hey,
Deuce
dudes,
on the field, predictable.
Little Tink Tink. Great blitz pickup. Little Tink Tink.
Why you
Great
gotta
blitz
be a
pickup.
tink tink?
He's
Hey.
not Tink Tink. He can be little.
Nice Tink Tink.
Tink Tink. It's because
I'm
the
just saying
blades
that,
make that
but it's
sound.
Yeah,
so
but he
predictable
got
when he's on the
Tink Tink.
field. We got to talk about Brandon Cooks. You know, if you're gonna throw the stop slant, the stop route, just throw it to one. Cooks is too small. He's not catching the contested balls anymore, and it's not what he does. And you can say he still has deep speed, but he's not running by nobody. And everything is a contested catch, and he's not. You know, it's just not happening.
I feel like his skill set was pretty specific. Like he's not the guy I'll compare him to because I think it's the easiest way to kind of explain what I'm saying. You know when CeeDee is coming off the line of scrimmage, or even in his workout stuff, where it's very fluid, like back and forth,
Yeah.
almost like
He
basketball
likes-
crossover moves. Brandon Cooks is a very straight line,
Yes, it's like
rigid
everything.
player.
It's
Yeah,
like,
it's a little
like
rigid.
chop. It's like it's like.
And he's not
it's
a burner.
natural.
And he's not a burner anymore. I
No,
don't think.
he can still
and
he's
his
still
catch radius is
fast, but he's
small.
not a burner. The catch radius is very small.
I think he has become a very, very, very limited person that I don't know what you would do with him. I don't. Well, yeah.
Well, they're
Actually,
doing
give
that.
us time that Tolbert's playing with him anyway.
Yeah.
But like, I do think you might need to start trying out other people on the field, whether
Yeah.
it's Turpin, Brooks, whatever, Flournoy, maybe getting a chance. I don't know what Brandon Cooks brings anymore.
No. Quick
I don't know what he brings.
Yeah, quick addition to his point though on offensive play calling. Malik Neighbors, we all knew that he was the only guy that was really going to get targeted. Well, Wan'Dale Robinson too, but
Yeah.
we knew it was going to Malik Neighbors.
Yeah.
12 of his receptions, 12 receptions, 115 yards, 15 targets. 9 of those 12 receptions came via pre-snap motion, so they were moving him all over the place. He got wide open.
Which he led the league in coming into this game.
Exactly. So
Being
that's all
targeted
offensive
and
creativity.
And that was creativity, but I'm like,
X's and
Dayball,
O's.
you got 25 over there. He's a weak link. I'm having neighbors on him every time. I am not. And then when you put 27 in the game, I'm, third down, I'm throwing the neighbors. I'm making sure he's on one of those weak links at cornerback. And they didn't do it enough for me.
I wonder if anybody.
They didn't do that enough
This
for
just
me.
popped in my head. I wonder if anybody hey, beat writers. It's an ass whip of a question because Clarence's point, like it's more like play the hits is like you want to get answers to things that most people would care about, and this might just be football nerd. Like if Neighbors, after he started torching the not good players, Diggs would play him if he was outside right. He would play him if he was slot right. Yeah. But if he went all the way left, Diggs wouldn't cross the halves of the field.
Right.
And I wonder, they're just like, no, he won't go to that side. He'll play slot, he'll play outside, but he won't play outside that side.
That's a huge stat. Aisha says wrote 51 missed tackles.
Nah, that's all good.
Who?
I gave it a. Go ahead. No, we're good. Go ahead.
What?
No, missed tackles.
No, I was gonna say my thing was that I still concerned with the Cowboys defensively is the missed tackles.
Yeah.
In the last 3 games, the Cowboys have missed a grand total of 51 tackles. That's gonna cost you against really good teams.
Right.
And
Hooker and
your
Donovan did.
even your boy. Even your boy,
I
even
agree,
your
but
boy
the
has
difference-
missed tackles as well.
And I agree, but I would take the missed tackles in this
No,
game.
I will not.
Because
I won't.
what I'm saying is, this was aggressive play. It wasn't getting pushed back.
no.
There was some aggressive. My
That can't be
boy,
an
when he
excuse for
misses,
missed
he's
tackles.
He was
aggressive.
missing.
That
He
can't
was
be an
missing
excuse for
open
missed
field
tackles.
tackles
You
at
can't
full
miss
speed.
open-
Yeah,
Can't
you
be an
got.
excuse for missed
You,
tackles.
listen, that's fine.
No, that
But
you can't.
You're right.
You can't.
And ultimately, you can, but that happens. That these are pros, so they make you.
51
No,
in 3
there-
games.
there-
You think he's gonna fall on 2 swords in one
Yeah.
show?
One
Sword.
sword.
This is Johnny Two Swords over here.
But I'm also concerned about the pass rush. I mean, they stopped the run game.
Yeah.
They still didn't get to the quarterback.
Daniel
still
Jones
didn't-
was getting the ball out
they
pretty
didn't-
decently though.
Yeah, but
And he's a
affect-
reasonable athlete, but it's still.
But you're not. At some point, you got to beat somebody quick. I mean, they won't beat nobody quick. I mean, the Cowboys get beat quick.
Yeah.
You know,
And that's
You know what I'm saying?
that's honestly like when you start talking about adding players to this football team, outside of Micah, you don't have another pass
No.
rusher that can go and get their own. Like,
No.
you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have another Kobe ball up top. Give me the ball. I'm gonna get a
No.
bucket. Like, Micah's the one guy that you have on that defense that when all else fails, he can go get a bucket. He can go get the pressure. He can go get a sack. There isn't anyone else that is physically good enough to just say, ball up top, I'm going to get pressure, I'm going to get a sack without any other help.
And one more position, we're going to have to sometimes at some point have a serious talk about the safeties.
Yeah, Malik Hooker and Donovan Wilson, I thought.
Don't look at me that way.
No.
Okay, you want a sword?
Yeah.
I'll fall on a sword.
Let's follow. Please.
Coming into
Talk
the
about these
season,
safeties.
the
You got
position
40
group
seconds.
on the Cowboys I was most excited about was safety because I thought they had 4 starting caliber safeties. The reason that I thought that is because for 2 years in a row for the Cowboys, Malik Hooker's been quite good, and Donovan Wilson's been okay. He's been a starting caliber safety. But the excitement part was that that's the one spot where I feel like if you lost a guy, no problem. Because I think Marquise Bell is a starting caliber safety. I think Wanye Thomas is a starting caliber safety. So to your point, and what I will do on my sword is I'll say, put the other 2 in. because I think Malik Hooker has been bad, and I think Donovan Wilson has been bad.
Malik Hooker got run down by a tight end.
I know.
Don't say what he was. Who get run down by?
He was a white tight end.
Okay, I'm just.
Theo Johnson.
Listen,
Johnson.
not that I have any legs to stand on when it comes to that.
But you got run down by a black 4-3
Yeah,
safety.
I'm just saying. I don't have any, no white guy ran me down. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, he got just run. I mean, what is going on
I said
here?
last night during the game he pulled a Jesse Holly.
Yeah,
I did say that last night.
And Malik Hooker, I feel like if you look up the missed tackles, I feel like he fell off at least 3.
And he
Whenever
dropped
he makes contact, but he couldn't.
Or like he hit him hard.
Yeah, he misses a lot of tackles. Then he dropped interceptions. You should have interceptions. I mean,
It
make
was a
a
rough couple
play.
games. Rough couple games.
Yeah, so just put the other 2 in because I do like the other 2. Put the other 2 in. Wanye, now Marquise is banged up,
He's
but we got
banged
10
up.
days.
We got 10 days.
Put the other 2 in. All right, that's you want to win, put Chill and the other 2 safeties in. That's a show.
You
for
want to win,
on
put
a-
Chill
What is
in.
today? Friday.
Friday.
Happy
Happy
Friday.
weekend.
Yeah. Happy Friday.
You got your fruit shirt on.
I forgot. I dropped the ball.
Hey, y'all
missed
no
tackle.
fruit shirt,
Missed
no
tackle.
fruits.
You
No
see what
fruit.
fruit it is?
Details.
And it's lemon.
Lemons.
I was gonna wear oranges.
It's
lemon.
lemons.
lemon booty.
SEC Day. SEC. Texas opens up SEC against Mississippi State.
What? Oh,
I'm going to Austin. I'm going to Houston. I'm going to Austin.
I'm sorry about
Where you going?
him.
You in Gotham?
He's going to Gotham.
Going to
Austin.
Gotham.
Remember, you have no idea what anyone's going through, so be cool to everyone. We love you. Be easy.
Eliminate the contingencies.
We all silly like the mayor.